What's up, dude?
What up? Look at that stash. Good for you. It's coming in strong.
Oh, yeah. Letting it roll. Looks a little better on camera than in person, I have to admit. But since my job is now mostly on Zoom, that works. You can speak freely. I think this is the show. You can go ahead, rip on the stash if you want. Go ahead.
No, it's solid. It's looks a little thin in one area. I mean,
it's a little thin.
I don't know if you messed up shaving it or you still haven't quite hit puberty.
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, man. I gotta try to have some fun some way, man. You know?
Well, the hair's looking good. Good for you. I don't have that anymore.
Dude, letting the hair roll. I want to see you grow it out. You just don't let it go.
It'd be gross.
Oh, okay.
Very, very gross.
We don't want that.
No.
No.
That was the weekend, man.
Weekend was good. Yeah, it was good. Super Bowl. Still trying to get over that one.
My weekend was awesome. Oh, sorry. Were you still going?
What'd you do?
I went down to producer Katie's hometown. Or is Dallas your hometown?
San
Antonio. Just down the street. Yeah. I went down there, watched the game at David Hawthorne's house. Maybe you've heard of him.
Woo!
Yeah.
The Heater.
It was good to catch up with him. But yeah, man, it was the game. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But the atmosphere for you was awesome.
Oh yeah, Hawthorne's got like 3 or 4 restaurants and like he caters like barbecue.
Oh, whoa.
So in that one visit, I got the gout. I don't know if you guys know what the gout is. It's not awesome. Fucking both of my feet are swollen. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, hit the theme song.
No, that was the line right after gout. Like downbeat, Oh no! Get Lofa a vegetable quickly. Hit the song. Somebody.
There's not enough alkaline water.
Let's get this crowd going now. Come on, get him up! On 3, 1, 2, 3. Lofa Tatupu is up in the mix. Go Hawks!
I'm just about that action, boss.
Takes the snap. He's going to throw down the middle. What a catch!
It's intercepted by Lofa Tatupu.
Holy catfish!
Hey, that's great football now. It's going to work now. Let's keep playing.
Who's got my back? I got your back.
There's Lofa. The player. Trouble plant. Thunder. On 1, ready. Play.
Russell looking. Russell scrambled. Pump faking. Still looking. Now he spins out.
We got to fly, baby.
35-40. Down the far sideline. He's still moving. He's going to go.
Yes.
20. 10. They do it again. Touchdown. Seahawks.
It's the Seahawks podcast on the Believe Sports Network for the last time for a little bit. We're going to take some time off this offseason. We'll be back at some time later, check social media and all that. But for now, that's the final episode after the Super Bowl of the Seahawks podcast. I'm Seahawks superfan Brett Davern. He's Seahawks legend Lofa Tatupu, here to break down the game for you. Lofa, you ready?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, it's all Super Bowl all the time. It's all the big game all the time on this episode. But before we get into the game specifically, I must tell you about our sponsor, betonline.ag, the best sponsor in the entire world. Betonline.ag has all of the sports wagering that you need. They also have a 24/7 online casino with Vegas-style table games and everything that you love about a sort of traditional casino, but it's online. You can visit it in your underwear or no underwear, whatever you want. They got a mobile app and a website, betonline.ag. Use our promo code
Believe50, BLEAV50,
for a 50% welcome bonus when you sign up at BetOnline. Lofa, the Seahawks weren't in the game, but our man Russell Wilson was there. First, let's start with a Seahawks question. What do you think Russ and the commish were talking about?
I don't know, but he seems to have a lot of these meetings at Super Bowls lately.
always sitting next to the commish.
Well, he was sitting next to him last year.
Yeah.
At the what was it? The Tampa KC one too.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, he's of course there because he's won another award, yet another for the mantle. I think he got the Bart Star this time. So kudos to my man. Yeah, he's always taking home the hardware.
Yeah, well, and there to give out the Walter Payton Man of the Year because he won that one the year before. So he's there to present to Whitworth, who won it this year. I think Russell Wilson could be the commissioner of the NFL someday.
That's what they're talking about?
That I don't know. I just said it. I don't know if anyone else has ever said that. If anyone else hasn't ever said that, I want credit for it when it happens someday. Honestly, though, I saw that shot and I was watching them talk to each other. And Russ, he's such a business-minded guy. You know, he's got a ton of things going on outside of the world of football, and he's you know, even-tempered and like always has the right thing to say and things like that. He seems kind of like a politician a little bit sometimes. You know, I could kind of see him doing that maybe, or maybe, you know, head of the players union, something. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? I just see him kind of having something like that when his playing days are over. I don't see him just like going into the analyst booth or collecting endorsements or something for the rest of his time. I see him doing something like that.
I don't know. What about acting?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're an actor. Does he
I know.
have what it takes? That's the question.
I don't know. I'll give him lessons if he wants to come down. Maybe I'll
okay. Hey.
He's all right in Entourage, but I have some notes. Speaking of actors, let's talk about the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl started off with a lot of actors and celebrities before we get to the players in the game. I mean, seriously, like this thing was like a testament to people calling their agents and representation and saying, how can I get involved in this thing? It was a little pathetic at a certain point, honestly. It's like, we've been inside for too long. We're famous. Remember us? Boy, oh boy. Including, by the way, The Rock, which we love The Rock. Who doesn't love The Rock? I love The Rock's movies. The Rock is the man. But you guys, to me, in my opinion, it was a bit cringy having him on the 50-yard line, holding a microphone, telling the players who are milling around in the background about how they're about to give all of their blood, sweat, and intensity on this hallowed field, which, by the way, I believe was built only a couple of years ago. I mean, who put hallowed field in the prompter?
I don't know. That was a bit extreme.
It was a little. Yeah.
Maybe if he was like
got biceps for days.
Oh, dude, yeah. But maybe if he was like on a podium somewhere, or like on the field, like, I mean, I don't know. It's become, that's what the NFL's become, right? It's just a production now. I mean, it's getting less and less about the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into the Pro Bowl in a couple of years.
Dude, seriously. I mean, it was a bit like a wrestling thing, like a WWE thing. And again, I'm entertained by those. You're entertained by those. We all love that. It's just a little different than we're used to. And I thought him being on the field a bit too much. But anyway, on to the game. What'd you think about the game overall? Just your impressions of the actual play on the field and, everything about the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, man, it was an entertaining. It was a close, tight game like I thought it would be. There wasn't, I don't know, missed opportunities is always what I think about, especially when I look back at when I played in it. And, there was definitely some out there. There was some bad officiating. Mm-hmm. Shocker, right? I mean, but this one goes both ways, because I've seen a lot about, the pass interference that gave them first and goal with another 4 tries to score, and then Kupp eventually scores. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a beautiful, beautiful coverage by Logan Wilson, a linebacker on Cooper Kupp. He had better coverage than anybody had on Cooper Kupp all year, and that was a bullshit call. Mm-hmm. But I also have to say, when Jalen Ramsey got his face mask twisted all the way backwards, and, that touchdown was given up because of it, I mean, that's a pretty bad call too to miss. Yeah. So
yeah, well, the holding one against Wilson on Cooper Kupp, that was a false start on the entire Rams offensive line anyway. That whole play should have been blown dead the second the ball was snapped. The whole side of the line moves, and then the ball goes off. And in real time in my living room, I yelled false start, and then was looking for a flag, and then I found the flag, but for something else.
And what's tough is that goes to 4th and goal. if they don't, throw that phantom holding, right? That goes to 4th and goal. And now you have one play for the Super Bowl. That's essentially what we came down to. But
or in my world, back them up 5 yards, and now it's even harder for that 3rd down. And who knows what happens on the 4th down? I mean, honestly, go back, you guys, watch that. It's a false start, clear.
Yeah. But that was unfortunate. But other plays that stood out. The one that stood out the most. And I don't think many people have talked about it. Tyler Boyd dropping that 3rd and 9. There was maybe 6 minutes to go, I think. And Tyler Boyd, I think they said, hadn't dropped a pass all year.
Wow.
And so it looked like it was a regular routine pass that he catches with his eyes closed. I think he was ready to make the move to get more yardage, right? One of those situations.
Collinsworth was even like, ow, look, ow, when a guy he just took his eye off it at last second.
Yeah.
But you're right. That was a big play.
But that extends the drive, and they still had the lead by 4 points at the time. So, but I don't know. I could talk about all of it. I mean, but to me,
we are. I mean, that's what we're doing.
I know, but I'm jumping around, and I don't. If you want to go wherever you want to go with this, because I'm ready to jump right to the end, the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. And
okay, wait. Before we get there, let me just tell you my overall impression of the game as a whole was honestly meh. I'm on the Lofa Tatupu meh train about the entire thing. It was a close game. The score tells us it was a close game at the end, but for some reason the intensity for me just wasn't there. And probably just because they're, like we keep joking about, there's not Rams fans for real. So the intensity was there for Cincinnati and all the Cincinnati fans, and the entire nation, it felt like, was rooting for Cincinnati, and you kind of felt it from them. But it'd be nice if that intensity was backed up by the other team and the other team's fans, man. This is like the most sort of lackluster team to win the Super Bowl ever. And not team, I'm sorry. I mean, vibe around the team ever. I live in Los Angeles, you guys. This team just won the Super Bowl last weekend, and if you drive through the streets, you would not know it. You don't see flags anywhere. There's not cars with shoe polish, written on it, like "Go Rams." Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
The parade's coming soon, so you'll see.
The parade that they don't even know if they're going to have people show up to. Lofa, I'm a TV guy. I'm a former actor. I check the TV ratings, the overnights, okay? The market share percentage per city. Los Angeles, for the Super Bowl, Cincinnati was number 1 market share-wise, okay? That means if your TV was on in Cincinnati, pretty much you were watching the Super Bowl. Do you know where Los Angeles came in on the list? I had the top 10, but do you know where Los Angeles came in?
Where? Not
even in the top 10.
Not even
in terms of market share for the Super Bowl, local ratings.
That's because they were all at the game.
No. It means TVs were on. This is for they would. This isn't meaning that the TVs were off. This is the TVs that were on. They were not.
They still weren't watching. What were they watching?
Who knows? I don't know. Something else. So anyway, I have to just point that out. And just so for me, the whole thing had a big meh all over it. I'm happy for some of the individual players. I was stoked, especially afterwards, seeing Cooper Kupp's reaction. I mean, come on, Washington State guy. How can you not root for him? He's emotional. He's the MVP of the Super Bowl, a guy from Yakima, Washington. Amazing. How can you not root for that guy?
No,
so
that
I
was
was happy
awesome,
about that. But overall, the Rams.
Okay, but
a team of mercenaries, a team of free agents.
I mean, think about this. There's 2 things that kind of caught my attention. One, going for it on 4th and 1 out the gates was just fucking. I couldn't believe. Are you kidding me, Zach Taylor? What are you doing? And then they go down and get 7. You give them a short field after you forced a 3rd and 20. Give the defense that's hot back the ball. Get them on the field, backed up. And see what happens.
Yeah, it felt a little like he went for a haymaker swing.
Yeah, right away.
Early.
And now you're down 7-0. And
if it works, great. But even if it works, you're still only at midfield anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was way too early.
Right, I agree.
That, and then I think another thing that, totally changed the game, if he doesn't get hurt, Odell Beckham was balling. And naturally, they were probably paying a little more attention to Cooper Kupp. But yeah, Odell was balling, and your heart just sinks because the last 3 years have not been awesome for him with injury, and then just
all the drama,
things in Cleveland not going well. He
Yep.
finally gets what he wants, and he gets released and traded to a contender, and or signs a contender, and he gets to the big game.
And sweet TD catch there.
Yeah.
Producer Katie, by the way, is blaming the cleats for the ACL. Producer Katie is all over this one. She says that when you go slow, that's when you get hurt. And she thinks that OBJ might have been running a bit gingerly because he had $200,000 cleats on, which I said, that's ridiculous. It's the Super Bowl. But Producer Katie, she's
when you're in stilettos, you walk different.
Oh my God. Can we get our footwear expert a microphone? Because that was.
She's got. Go ahead.
I'm saying,
You should unmute her for a second.
You got diamond-crusted swooshes.
Yeah.
You're going to walk a little differently.
Wait, but he already caught a TD at that point.
I don't care. I'm saying when you're in stilettos, it changes your posture. It makes you feel a little special and good, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it changes things.
Well, okay. Well, what about just either way, jinxie by wearing $200,000 cleats?
Come on, man.
That's not a little jinxie?
Was it the Science of Sparkle he was wearing, or?
We could have saved him something on those.
Right?
Actually. Yeah. $800.
They were lighter too, from what I hear. And
Good point.
To Katie's point.
Maybe we could have saved his ACL. Promo code. There's
no promo code.
No promo code for Lightbox.
Wait a minute. So he had diamonds on his shoes? I didn't even see those.
Diamond encrusted Nike swooshes. Seriously, I think $200,000 for the pair.
I mean, that's pretty badass. That's
pretty badass. How in the world, though, is that not like a uniform infraction? Isn't the NFL always putting slips in your guys' lockers if you don't pull your socks up just right and things like that?
I don't know, but if I tackle him, I'm trying to twist one of those off. Let me get that shoe.
At least break off, just one.
Just chip a couple pieces off. Nah, but he was balling, man. And this game might not have even been close if he doesn't get hurt. That's but that's the case. Injuries happen when in the Super Bowl. I mean, we lost Marquand Manuel. And from a communication standpoint, that crushed us back in Super Bowl 40. And so I just can't help but think that this game might not have been close if he wasn't there. And then my other gripe is with the Bengals. Joe Mixon is out there just kicking ass and taking names, man. He's running through tackles. He's running around people. Why are you only giving him 15 carries? Averaging 4.8 a carry? I mean, this is the guy I told you that was going to be the X factor, and he could have been, but it seemed like they wanted to go, through the air, and I don't get it.
Well, and whatever they were doing in the first half, from a Bengals standpoint, was working against who many believe is like just the best overall player in the league, and the Super Bowl did nothing but help convince everybody of that in Aaron Donald, because the first half, they kind of, I don't know how you really talk about it when he's a defensive lineman. It's not like they kept him in check or whatever, but whatever they were doing to go away from him was sort of working. Yeah. And then in the second half, whatever adjustment Cincinnati made allowed him to then go off, and we all know what the rest is history.
Argument for him to be the MVP.
Sure. I thought they might go on with Cooper and him.
Have they done that before?
I think there's like one other Super Bowl where they split it.
I didn't know.
We can look that up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what do you have? 2 sacks, 7 pressures. And then the 2 biggest plays, the 3rd and 1. And, this is nothing against Samaje Perine, but why is Joe Mixon not the one getting the handoff? The guy that's averaging 5 yards a carry, why is he not the one getting the 3rd and 1? And then running out of the gun, I just don't get it. It's you trying to make them think it's a pass? Well, Aaron Donald just walked his guy back to the ball carrier, made the 3rd and 1, and then he comes around and he gets the pressure, almost gets the sack on Burrow. And to Burrow's credit, gets spun around and still almost completes that pass to Perine.
I'm distracted. Because
there's no co-MVPs. Just stop looking it up. Get your head back in the game.
No, I'm distracted because producer Katie spun her computer around, and then I had to do a bunch of reading instead of her just yelling out the answer to the question that I was looking for.
There's
so I had
no
to
co-MVP.
I had to read the whole thing. No, there is a co-MVP.
No way.
Yes. So the MVP has come from the winning team every year except 1971 when Dallas Cowboys linebacker Chuck Howley won the award, despite the Cowboys' loss. Yeah, the Baltimore Colts. Harvey Martin and Randy White were named co-MVPs of Super Bowl 12, the only time co-MVPs have been chosen. So there you go. Well, I got to read the whole paragraph, though, about the other thing to get to the – and I missed the thing about P. Ryan.
Well, I'm just was wondering why he was in the game for the most important 3rd and 1 and then 4th and 1, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
And what's crazy, you need 1 yard. So I don't fault Burrow for not seeing Jamar Chase down the sideline. I guess, you know, Ramsey tripped in coverage.
Final play?
Yeah, they were battling.
Right.
I mean – that if he finds that one, just go ahead and pay him $50 million a year now. If he and 4th and 1, if he finds that guy open, just give him $50
also though, I mean, he needed an extra second or not second.
But he didn't have any time.
Yeah.
I'm not faulting Burrow, but I'm just wondering why, you know, one of your best players is not in there. You know, to either catch a pass or run the ball, and they were having so much success running downhill. Like, you know, there was a couple shotgun runs that were okay, mostly because Joe Mixon was just on fire, man. He wanted it. He was in a different gear than everybody else, you know, on that field.
Tell me that your brain didn't flash to, and I know how painful it is, but this happened to me. But tell me that yours didn't do what mine did on the goal line there for the Rams. On, I believe it's the same down. Stafford wound up to throw that ball, and I was like, ooh, so you're saying there's a chance? And then Cooper Kupp caught the touchdown. Because as a Seahawk fan, I was like, well, they're just going to run it in here. And then when Stafford cocked his arm back, I was like, uh-oh, we've seen this play before.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, though.
For them. They threw it on the goal line in the Super Bowl, and it worked out for them, and they're our enemy.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, Stafford had some tough passes too as well. I don't fault him for the one over the middle. It was actually a perfect pass. His receiver tight end just tipped it up to the DB. But he went classic Stafford, like he still has Megatron. He was like, hey, just do one of those. And he threw it. And then Bates turns around and picks it off. And everybody's like, where was he throwing that? Like, I think even Van Jefferson was the one, like those receivers kind of like, yo, who's that to?
It's not impressive when you call your shot and then throw it a yard and a half short. It doesn't look good on the highlight film.
He played well enough to win. And
the no-look pass was sick. Have you seen the close-up film of that? That's
the one where Kupp came over the top, right?
Yeah, on the final drive.
Yeah, he pumped and just oh my god, yeah, that was insane.
Look, I mean, the final drive leading up to the red zone, you know, being in the red zone there and everything happening with the officials and this and that. But the drive leading up to that was most impressive. The drive ends up, I think, overall being like 15 plays or something like that. I mean, when you had to have it, they went out there and they had it.
Yeah, got it done. And I mean, you know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if these guys didn't like each other, but everybody's talking about retirement already. I mean, did you find that? It's all weird. Like no one said, hey, you know, we're repeating. We're coming. That's what, you know, most championship teams do. Then you got McVay, Donald, Weddle obviously is retiring. Hey, let's give a shout out to Weddle. All right. This fucking guy hops off his surfboard, right? Cruises into the playoffs, wins 4 games, tears his pec. When he hit that guy and he got up like that, it's either a heart attack or a pec. And I've had the pec, so I knew it was the pec. Oof. And I was there sitting there with Hawthorne, and even Hawthorne said too, "Oh, that's got to be the pec." Oof. So he puts the brace on, finishes the game, but he wins the Super Bowl. Yeah. Now I know everybody's saying is Stafford a Hall of Famer with this?
Well, that was going to be my next question for you.
Okay, well, let's go with Weddle first. Is Weddle a Hall of Famer? That's my question to you, my man.
I mean, I don't know. I have to be honest. I know him. I know he's a legend. I know he's been around forever. But I mean, a bunch of solid years in San Diego, but
and Baltimore. Everybody hates defense. Unbelievable.
No,
Okay.
I mean, I just don't know. I mean, Earl Thomas is a Hall of Famer before he is, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're not going to hear a complaint out of me there.
Okay, well, that's my only point. It's just that, like, I think he's a good player, solid, super solid player forever and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean,
okay,
Fire Hall of Famer, I don't know.
After he's got his ring now, but 6 Pro Bowls, 5 All-Pros.
Wow, okay. Now I'm listening.
Yeah, you listening? Yeah.
You got my attention now. That's something I'm interested in.
The numbers are there. 1,100 tackles, 9.5 sacks, 98 pass deflections, 29 interceptions. I mean, the numbers are there.
And a sweet beard.
Yeah, an all-time beard. But I'm not saying first ballot, and this is where I wanted to take it right from here. But there's a case to be made with everybody, jumping straight to Stafford. I'm like, hey, what about Weddle? Because I don't know if they won the I don't know if they won the Super Bowl without this guy.
No, I like that. That's a good take. I like that. But now what about Stafford?
Okay, if Stafford's career were to end right now, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. Now, in 2 or 3 years, when he has another 10,000, 12,000, he probably 15. We have an extra game. When he has 15,000 yards in the next 3 years, he absolutely is a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Now, I don't think first ballot, but he's going in.
Yeah. But not right now.
I don't think so right now. I mean, if he had gotten the MVP, yeah.
Well, as a Seahawks fan, the only solace I really do take after this game is that apparently all the Rams are quitting after this season. So that's good.
Should we send them? Should we have a retirement party for them?
Seriously, man. Like, what can we do to push this over the edge, especially for Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald, yeah.
Yes.
Please. It's like,
I was going to say, I think that's the only thing I would have signed up for as a Seahawks fan pre the game is, okay, if they win, but then they all go away, are you okay with that? Or they lose and then they all stay and they're even more hungry. Well, then, all right, they can have this one that honestly no one cares about, like I said. Mm-hmm. Man, this might be a Super Bowl in which the Super Bowl losing team is remembered for longer than the Super Bowl winning team by its own fan base, honestly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. They would have gone crazy in Cincinnati. I feel for everybody in Cincinnati.
The whole world would have gone crazy.
That town would still be partying.
Absolutely.
If they would have won. Did you see the fans, how the fans showed up for them as they arrived back being the losing team?
No, I didn't see
the support for the team is overwhelming. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And it would have gone crazy if they had won.
But
so
to Aaron Donald, if he's going to retire, it was like when Larry Allen was announced his retirement, and I think it was like in the off season, and my D-line and the linebackers were like, we were after a workout, we're like, hey, you think we should pitch in and get him a going away present, saying thank you for not beating the shit out of us for another 2 years. They're talking about Hall of Famer Larry Allen, bro, and it was but I checked the calendar. I was like, make sure it's not April 1st. He's not pulling an April Fool's, because that's not funny.
Well, see, Aaron Donald, that's a yes if his career ended today. That's
what's a yes? I mean,
Hall of Fame, absolute check.
It could be enshrinement before eligibility.
No question about it. Right. Nobody's debating that after this game, especially.
Yeah. No, not. Man, he had it 2-3 years ago after he won his second MVP. He's undoubtedly a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good for the Rams. Anything else to say about the game before we move on to the zone in segment? Best commercial? You got a thought?
Whoa, we're not going to talk about halftime?
Oh, we can talk about halftime. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Yeah.
It was the best part of the game.
It was awesome.
I mean, it brought back all the feels, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that a lot of those songs were for me anyways, the start or beginning of my career in college to NFL. And so it was those were the shit that was on my playlist. So that it brought back that kind of oh, it's go time. I was ready to play coming out of halftime. I was like, me and Hawthorne, we were getting crunk there. Everybody.
Oh man, I would love to see the TV ratings for Los Angeles during the halftime show. I bet they spiked.
They turned it on just for that.
Right then. Oh yeah, man, probably.
Dude, it was absolutely insane.
It was total show. It was great.
Oh, and then they had the map on the bottom. The whole thing. It was nothing will ever top that.
Yeah, it was awesome. If I had one criticism, and I know they were doing it to match the video, but our guy Fitty hanging upside down, come on, you got to help a guy out.
I know.
I know they're matching the video, but we don't got to do that. But no,
yeah,
the whole thing.
I know the memes have been tough.
I know, poor guy. Well, whatever. I don't feel so bad for 50 Cent. He's like a hip hop billionaire, so you know.
Yeah. Have you seen? He's gonna be just fine. Have you seen all the videos of all the parents, people our age going nuts during halftime, and the kids looking up who the hell is that?
Oh, my kids loved it though, man. They were,
Did they?
Dude, it was kind of funny. They just kind of were sitting on the couch just staring at it because it was just so loud and colorful and energetic and fun, and it was really cool. The commercials though, I'm just gonna say best commercial for me, the Larry David one.
Oh man, I didn't even.
It was funny. Guy's a legend.
I love commercials, but I was not watching any commercials. Not gonna lie. I was either eating or talking football with Hawthorne.
It was all just crypto. Speaking of the Larry David one, and celebrities again calling their agents and saying, "Hey, how can I get in a Tide commercial? I'm Paul Rudd. I need more money."
Did Beast Mode make any appearances?
Probably. I think so. I don't know.
That guy's great in commercials.
Because he's been doing the Tostitos lately. Did they have a super one specifically though? I don't know. He's the best, though. All right, well, let's wrap it up by zoning in on some Twitter questions that have come in as we wrap up our season on Believe in Seahawks here. Lofa, a question comes in from Aiden. It's at @NoLifeThen_, but the name is Aiden. What do you think the running back position will look like for the Seahawks, and what kind of deal would Penny be looking at if he returned?
Ooh, I mean, I think Penny's going to have a couple suitors, even despite the injuries, with what he's shown the last, 5-6 weeks. And so I still have no idea what's going on with Chris Carson. I just hope he gets healthy. This is something beyond football because we're dealing with a neck and a spine. But in terms of Penny, I think someone would offer him at least a 2-year deal. It would be more than a 1-year prove it, I believe. Because he is that talented. That's why we took him in the first round. So, but again, I would like to see it tied hey, if we give him a 1 year, it's in the range of $4 million. So even if he gets hurt, he gets $4 million. But then it's okay, you have the ability to make up another 3 or 4, which is a 1 year $8 million. And literally it's as long as you suit up and play, you get the other 4 over the course of the season because he is worth it. But it was the same thing I said when we were dealing with Carson, trying to figure out a proper deal for him. They're too important to this offense to not be there. And should they not be there, we have to have a contingency plan, to keep the offense on schedule with Russ.
Yeah.
Hoping that Russ is going to be here too.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, the Super Bowl is over, but now the offseason begins for this team, and we all start looking at what this team is going to look like as it gets put together next year. So a lot of interesting stuff to come over the offseason. Next question from Twitter here is not about football, Lofa, but it comes in to you. Do you like the Sounders, Lofa, and will we catch you at a game now that the Sounders season is starting? Because football season's over, but sports seasons continue in Seattle.
Moving to the real football? Is that what you're telling me?
Some would say.
I'll go to a Sounders game. Who's buying? Who's got the tickets? Who is that?
Hell yeah, man. Also, Kraken going on in Seattle.
Yeah, we still got hockey.
Yeah, the mighty Kraken. I'll be up there for a game again in March, so we'll go to a game.
Are you coming up in March?
Yeah.
Do they usually have the regionals for March Madness up here?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Go to that too.
Yeah, that would be a good time. Yeah. Did I do the Zone In website? I said we were zoning in, but I don't think I did it. Did I? Ooh. I better do it. He's sitting right there.
Unbelievable.
Zone In, everybody. ZoneInCBD.com. I said he's sitting right there, and then I started singing the Fresh Prince theme song in my head, and then okay, I got to catch back up. Anyway, the promo code for ZoneInCBD is I need some CBD. I got to stay focused. Lofa.
Wow.
The promo code is
Believe, BLEAV.
Get 20% off at ZoneInCBD. If you're like me, you need this stuff. You sign up for a subscription, and it just shows up to your front door. You don't even have to remember to order it ever again.
Which is good for you.
CBD.com. Zoning into your Twitter questions. That's it for us this year, everybody. Thank you hold the phone. You know what we have to do before we get out of here, Producer Katie? We need to settle the jersey giveaway debacle that has been plaguing this show all season long. Nobody nailed the prediction, Lofa, for the Super Bowl.
Nobody?
Lofa, by the way, Lofa got really close. On the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. You 27, 24, I think.
27, 23 or 24. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, you're real close. But nobody nailed it. Our guy Mike, he was 1 point off for both teams. It was weeks ago. He's the closest that anyone has come all season. He's been waiting patiently. People have been going after him on Twitter saying he doesn't deserve it. People have been dragging him through the mud.
No participation trophies?
You be the judge, jury, final say on this thing. Does Mike get a jersey from us, or do we make people wait until next football season?
No. Mike, you're getting a jersey because that's all I've wanted to do. I don't believe in participation trophies, but I can't control what intern Brian does in his spare time making side deals, and we're going to honor that side deal. So congrats, Big Mike. You're going to get a jersey.
Nice. Okay, all right.
We'll
When
get
he
with the
said
squad
no,
here.
I thought for a second that he was saying no to the jersey, and I was like, wow, that's savage.
No, he's getting it.
Oh, okay. But just for the record, if that side deal hadn't have been made, no jersey for you.
Oh, no chance.
All right.
Beat it, kid. No autographs.
Next season, no more Mr. Nice Guys around here. That's it for us, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will be back in a few weeks. We'll just take some time off, and then we'll be back with new episodes. So stay tuned to social media and be on the lookout for all of that coming very soon. We appreciate all of you guys listening all season. It's a lot of fun to do the show. And thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing and telling your friends.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah, no.
Fucking A, man. You said it. That was a little mic drop right there.
Straight into the middle. Break us down.
Hey, man, it's a new year, and we're undefeated again. That's how we always said, even when a new year started. Like, fuck it. We're undefeated.
Okay, great.
So we're going to win it all this year. All right? But first, it starts with NFC champs, or NFC West champs.
Okay.
All right? So that's our first goal. Our first goal. You know, we got a lot of off-season goals we got to put up there too, but let's just focus on the NFC West.
Win the division first. I like
Win
it.
the division. All right? So let's just go win the division. On
Okay.
three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Win the division. And then you go to the conference, and then you go to the Super Bowl, and then you go to the Pro Bowl, and then you go to the award ceremony.
And then you go to Disney World.